High Welcome to Box on the Box Rock and Celluloid Bop for short. I'm Edward Box, so a bit of rock for you today, a random review, and it's Tony MacAlpine's 1990 album Eyes of the World. So this was done under the name MacAlpine, and this was a band effort and attempt to sort of do a commercial hard rock album, keeping in with the music of the time. It actually took about 3 years from Edge of Insanity to do this. This was a long time coming. He was signed to Peter Mench's Squawk label, and obviously there might have been high hopes for this. So what's it like? Well, I actually like the album, always did at the time. It's got quite a few problems, production issues, and just it's a little bit schizophrenic at times, but there is some quality songwriting and some really good elements to it. He teamed with a vocalist called Alan Seahorn, and the other members I'm just looking over is Mark Robertson on keyboards, Mike Marney keyboard programming, drum programming, Billy Carmassi plays drums on it, a guy called Bill Zampa, and a guy called Mike Jacks plays bass as well. Randy Jackson, whose name you'll know, plays bass on some tracks, as does Juan Alderete from Racer X. But there's 5 guys on the back, and to be honest with you, I couldn't tell who was who, if I'm totally honest. I have a feeling Alan Seahorn had really dark spiky hair. Image-wise, the band was pretty kind of nondescript. This album kind of came and went. It got no push. I think the Squawk project kind of was dying a death by this point. They'd put out Maximum Security, they'd put out Time on City Guy, Vinnie Moore. Maybe it was a tax write-off for Q Prime, who knows. But it opens with the track The World We Live In. This is the most commercial popular track on the album. It's clearly an attempt at a single. I always really like this track. What you notice at first is the quality. The vocals are really good. They're just a bit nondescript, if I have to be honest. I remember MacAlpine saying he wanted a Steve Walsh type of singer. I suppose Alan Seahorn fits that bill. He's got a really good range. But it's good. The production's got a harsh sort of digital quality, probably at a time when they're starting to record on hard disk. Whether this album was, it might have been partly on that. Maybe it's real, I don't know. Tony's guitar tone changes throughout. He's using different tones. So again, he's probably using some kind of early kind of modelling system via the Hughes and Kettner amps he used at the time. This is a lovely track. Really sort of simple solo from MacAlpine. He really doesn't sort of cut loose, but he's got a really nice feel on it, and there's a lovely kind of whammy slurred bit for one of the breakdowns after the solo. But a nice track. The lyrics on this are written by Alan Seahorn and Steve Farnato, and it's pretty much like that all the way through the album. But at some point, a lady called Gina DeMose does lyrics of 3 tracks. And I think she was Tony MacAlpine's girlfriend at the time. Now, Gina DeMose was a guitarist. I'm sure she played in a female rock band, and it wasn't Phantom Blue, because I checked. So I'm not sure. Maybe if anyone turns up in the comments in this, perhaps they can help me with that. Next track's The Hard Way. But before I go to that, Davey Pattinson from Gamma does backing vocals. But there's a massive amount. There's several engineers on this. Has this possibly been done over a long period of time, or tracks have been submitted and it's like, no, you need to go back and do it again? Anyway, next one's The Hard Way. This track, it's kind of a sleazy rocker. Now, if you go on YouTube, you'll find footage of the MacAlpine band playing this, but with a different singer. So they obviously got out on the road for a period of time. I'm not that keen on this track. I probably liked it when I was younger. I would say the same for Escape the Hell as well. So this is where Alan Seahorn and this Escape from Hell and The Hard Way is using kind of a different voice, a kind of a darker, gritty voice. And that's a weird thing. It's hard to sort of get a grip on what his vocals actually sound like. Again, there's obviously maybe been some sort of debate on what type of style of singing he should use. Escape the Hell's got some insane sort of whammies, and it's got a pretty crazy solo at the end. Hard Way is probably one of the weaker lead breaks. Now, track 4 is where things pick up. This is Heartache Calling. This is pure AOR. but it's really well done. It's dramatic, it's got really good vocals, and Tony just does a beautiful solo. There's a lot of delay and chorus on this lead sound, as there is throughout the album. This is what I would call a process sound at the time. Obviously a lot of sounds are processed now, but back then, sounds tended to start in an amp and then go through Bradshaw racks and, lexicon delays and Alesis quadriverbs and so on. So where it started and where it ends up, I don't know. But this has got beautiful solo, beautiful legato, whammy slurring, and the way it builds and modulates is really cool. Next up is Tear It Down. I quite like the sampled intro to this. Don't wait for your reinforcements, attack now. Obviously from some war film. It's all right. Again, it's a bit sleazy, but he does a crazy whammy on this. He kind of does a wah, but he kind of it's either got a kill switch or he's used his pickup selector. But it sounds really good. He does an insane arpeggio, very harsh tone on it though. So again, that's a bit of a patchy track, and then side one finished with Take Me Back, which is a cheesy power ballad, but really well done. Really good vocal performance, beautiful solo by Tony, and I really like the way this track builds. So a mixed bag, 3 really cool tracks on side one, 3 not as good tracks. The tracks on side one all last over 4 minutes, a couple over 5. The entire running length for this album is 51 minutes, so pretty much par for the course of time, 11 tracks. I should just say I bought this on vinyl the day it came out, the week it came out at Windows, my local record store, which is sadly no more. On to side 2, you had Wild Ride opening side 2. This was the kind of cheesy biker track. I didn't like this as much at the time, but I do like it more now. This has kind of got more neoclassical guitar playing. Tony unleashes some stuff on this. Finish 39, the shortest track on the album. I do like it. It's just a kind of cheesy, I'm going to take my girl for a drive track, but it works well. Lots of kind of high harmonies on this as well. Like I say, bringing me back to that unusual kind of vocal style. Then you've got Cry a Tear. So this is the first of the tracks with lyrics by Gina DeMose. I actually like the lyrics on this. They're kind of cheesy about kind of homeless street kids. But I think she's done well to bring that kind of emotion in a lyric in a way a woman would and a man possibly wouldn't. Really good chorus on this. Again, beautiful sort of slurred whammy solo that builds up, and then he does his top octave thing, and then, usual thing, Tony, he doesn't shred senselessly, he builds, Then you got Wrong to Love again. This is another cheesy power ballad, but he does some nice, clean guitar licks at the start of this, was something he hadn't done before. I remember reading the Guitar World article about Sam at the time, and they compared it to Robert Cray, which is quite interesting. Then you got Summer's Gone. Again, this is like a cheesy ballad, but I really like it. Talking about a relationship or a summer romance. Again, with lyrics by Gina DeMose. Tony does an amazing solo on this. Leaves lots of space, and plays quite delicately. Then the last track is Urban Days. Again, this was a track I used to quite like, but I think it's really good. I think no one needs this. I think it's got great lyrics by Alan Seahorn. This is really about capitalism, about, kind of maybe slightly into the future, how we live now, really. People chasing money, chasing the dream in steel and glass skyscrapers, not caring about each other. Good to track, and Tony does a really cool solo on this. Again, a solo that's really grown on me. I think maybe because this track came last on the album, maybe I kind of overlooked it. So this album is a mixed bag, but if you like AOR hard rock, it's interesting. It's a shame they didn't do more. I think when you look at the amount of people playing on it, you can see this has probably cost a lot to do that. There's probably been interference, or they're not sure what direction to go in. By the time it comes out, it's 1990. It's getting harder to break acts. It hasn't got great artwork on this album. It's got no logo. And then, of course, you know what's going to happen next year in 1991. But it would have been nice to see Tony MacAlpine do more vocal stuff. He did do an album, Master of Paradise, I think, where he sings. And weirdly enough, he actually sings quite well, but very good pitch, he's got very good range, he's just kind of quite tentative on album. It's almost like he's really trying hard just to sing right. But anyway, yeah, I would give this album, I'd probably give it a 6 to a 7 out of 10. Let's give it a 6.5. The really good tracks are good. The three on side one, Urban Days, Criteria really do stand out, and Summer's Gone. So it is worth checking out. You'll find it. You can pick it up on CD, of course. You'll find it on YouTube. People have shared the whole album. So there we go. That is my random review of MacAlpine Eyes of the World. And remember, share and subscribe. Thanks very much.